So have you thought how you would react if a serious situation happened to you in the air, something like an engine failure? Thought about it? Well, stick with us on FlyWire as we take a look at an engine failure a couple of days ago in the DFW area. It was a turboprop, and it went very wrong. Hi, I'm Scott Perdue, and today on FlyWire we're going to take a look at Boutique 902's engine failure that took place in the DFW area a couple of days ago. I'm not going to go into a technical examination of the accident. Juan Brown of the Blancolirio YouTube channel, he does a great job of doing that, and I'm going to leave a link below for his channel and you can check it out. He does a lot of other stuff, a lot of accidents too. I'm also going to use some video from VASAviation to highlight some of the glaring things about this mishap. I think you can really see it in the radar and the ATC audio. VASAviation does a great job of putting together multi-source reconstruction of accidents. And I'm going to put a link to Victor's channel below. Between those two guys, they put out more facts than you're going to find from the government. You're way more than you're going to see in the news media, and it's going to be a whole lot quicker to boot. So in case you haven't seen it, I'm going to run the VASAviation video that they put together for this mishap. So let's watch it for a few minutes and see how the whole thing unfolds. As you watch this, pay close attention to what's going on. Don't put yourself in the pilot seat of Boutique 902 just yet.
Boutique 902, climb and maintain 8,000.
I'm maintaining 8,000, 902.
Southwest 142, turn right headed 150.
Rate 150, Southwest 142.
Thrust 282, resuming navigation, right base, runway 33.
Right base for runway 33, 282.
Thrust 202, resuming navigation, right base, runway 33.
Right base 33, test 200.
Regional approach, thrust 252. Thrust 252, approach, go ahead.
Thrust 252, 5 miles north of Rockwell, inbound Addison with information Zulu.
Thrust 252, squawk 4654.
4654 squawk, thrust 252.
Thrust 252, radar contact, 4 miles north of Rockwell Airport, pitch hypercraft.
252.
Thrust 282, contact Addison Tower 12610.
Losing my engine.
Okay, there was somebody else there. Thrust 282, Addison Tower 12610. Thrust 202, also contact Addison Tower 12610.
126.0, test 200.
Other aircraft calling, go ahead.
Yeah, this is 902. I'm losing power on my engine.
Boutique 902, roger, same intention.
I'm going to go to Rockwell.
Boutique 902, roger, descend and maintain your discretion for the Rockwell Airport, 12 o'clock and 3 miles. Recommend you turn southbound for traffic north of the airport.
Turning south, 902.
Boutique 902, traffic in the turn will be 1 to 2 o'clock and 2 miles. Maneuvering indicates 2,100. Additional traffic 11 o'clock, 5 miles westbound, 2,500 indicated.
All right, roger that. Let me get a vector, please.
Boutique 902, flight heading of a 150.
Contour heading a 150. Just to let you know what's going on, I've lost the NG. I've gone down from 92% or so, and I'm down to 85%. Definite audible tone change in the engine. I have packs on and I have the ignition on, and that's not helping at all. Right now we're stable at 86 on the NG, and I'm in flight idle. Everything seems to be good right now, and I'm going to go on a heading of 150, descending down to 6,000.
Boutique 902, roger. Your altitude indicates 5,700. Are you able to maintain altitude?
Roger that. I'll stay at 5,000, so we set down to 5,000.
Southwest 142, turn right heading 200, maintaining 2,500.
Straight 200, 2,500, Southwest 142.
Boutique 902, do you want to stay in that area and troubleshoot the problem, or what would you like to do?
Right now, I seem to be stable. Let's, how far am I from DFW?
Boutique 902, you're about 30 miles east of DFW report.
All right, let me turn around and go back to DFW direct.
Boutique 902 is clear to DFW Airport via radar vectors. Turn right heading 250, stand by for the runway.
250, heading right turn. 902.
Southwest 142, the field 3 o'clock and 10 miles.
0, 10-3. Southbound link, lucky for Rio Park, Arkansas, Dallas, executive.
Southwest 142, field 3 o'clock and 100 miles.
Inflight.
Southwest 142, clear visual approach runway 31 left, FedEx Tower, wind 3.7.
Visual 31 left, over take care, Southwest 142.
Regional approach, wind system 958, Mike Delta just off Edison, climbing through 1,500.
November 958, Mike Delta, regional departure, FedEx Tower, tech climb and maintain 3000.
3,008, Mike Delta.
So take 902, turn right heading 260, expect runway 31 right. The altimeter at DFW is 2976, and the wind is 320 at 9.14.
On the control, so it looks like I'm losing this engine. Let's get back to, what was that, Rockwell?
Boutique 902, the Mesquite Airport's 11 o'clock in about 3 miles. Recommend you go there. There's traffic east of the field moving eastbound indicates 2000. If able, fly heading 220.
All right, coming to 220. Looks like I have a runway at my 12:30, 1 o'clock.
Boutique 902, affirmative, that is Mesquite Airport. Runway 18 and runway 36 are available.
Roger that.
Boutique 902, the field's 10 o'clock and 2 miles. Did you want to take a visual approach right there?
Roger that. I'm going to do a 360. I'm going to a left base for Mesquite.
Boutique 902, roger. Boutique 902, did you want runway 36 or runway 18 there?
Runway 36.
Boutique 902, slip visual approach runway 36.
That's the original runway 36.
Boutique 902, contact Mesquite Tower 120.3.
120.3. Mesquite Tower, Boutique 902.
Boutique 902, Mesquite Tower, I understand you're setting up for runway 18, is that correct?
That's affirmative. I think I'm in the left base for it right now. Gear coming down.
Boutique 902, roger, you're going to land with the tailwind, the wind 010 at 5, runway 18 clear to land.
Clear to land. Do you have me in sight, sir?
Boutique 902, looking not quite yet. You're northeast of us about 3 miles. Oh, correction, I've got you in sight now. You're clear to land runway 18.
Clear to land runway 18. 902.
Calling, go ahead.
Yeah, this is 902. I'm losing power on my engine.
Boutique 902, roger, same intention.
I'm going to go to Rockwell.
Boutique 902, roger, descend and maintain your discretion for the Rockwell Airport, 12 o'clock and 3 miles. Recommend you turn southbound for traffic north of the airport.
Turning south, 902.
Okay, that's actually a pretty good start, but I think, well, let's talk about this. Just what do you think the pilot is thinking right now? Over the next few minutes, the pilot's having a conversation with the controller, and it sounds to me like he's in the simulator handling a routine problem. And maybe if the controller understands or sees that he understands what the problem is, he was able to diagnose what was happening with the engine, he identifies it correctly, then he's going to make it go away. Well, in the controller, on his part, he treats 902 almost as if he's declared an emergency, but he can't actually give him priority. He can't declare the emergency for the pilot. The question is, who is in charge of Boutique 902? By not declaring the emergency, Pilot X has not set his mind to handling a serious problem, and a successful outcome, frankly, is in doubt, just from the beginning. The controller must integrate Pilot X into the traffic flow. He doesn't have a choice. So let's watch a little bit more of this and see what happens.
Boutique 902, traffic in the turn will be 1 to 2 o'clock and 2 miles, maneuvering indicates 2,100. Additional traffic 11 o'clock, 5 miles westbound, 2,500 indicated.
All right, roger that. Let me get a vector, please.
Boutique 902, flight heading of a 150.
Contour heading a 150. All right, just to let you know what's going on. I've lost the NG. I've gone down from 92% or so, and I'm down to 85%.
Okay, in that section, it actually goes on for an amazing time. He talks for 43 seconds, And this particular area of the mishap, to me, is pivotal. And what happened here? Well, one thing is during that 43 seconds where he was talking about his problem, he passed Rockwall. Perfectly good divert airport, well within his energy capability, but he blew right by it. Okay? So, what can you say?
Stay in that area and troubleshoot the problem, or what would you like to do?
I'm going to jump ahead a little bit here.
Right now, I seem to be stable. Let's, how far am I from
So
DFW?
he's convinced himself that things aren't so bad, and he changes his
All right, let
plan.
me turn around and go back to DFW direct.
320 at 9 go 24.
On the control, so it looks like I'm losing this engine. Let's get back to, what was that, Rockwall?
Okay, the controller does his job. He gave 902 a vector to intercept final for 3-1 right at DFW. And Pilot X comes back with the report that the engine's not producing power, and, well, now he wants to go back to what we were using before, Rockwall. Yeah, that's it. Well, here's the thing. His situational awareness is totally shot. He doesn't have any actual idea of where he is, and he has no plan. The controller does what he can, and he offers a new plan. He offers Mesquite Airport 3 miles away. Okay, we're going to jump ahead to 448.
Looks like I have a runway at my 12:30, 1 o'clock.
Basic 902, affirmative, that is Mesquite Airport, runway 18 and runway 36 are available.
So confusion is reigning in the cockpit of 902. He's reacting and he doesn't have a plan. This is not a good setup. The controller, he does what he can, but check out the miscommunications that happen here following in the next couple of exchanges.
So take 902 to the field, 10 o'clock and 2 miles. Did you want to take a visual approach right there?
Roger, I'm going to do a 360. It's going to go into a left base for Mesquite.
So take 902, roger. So take 902, did you want runway 36 or runway 18 there?
Runway 36.
So take 902, slip visual approach runway 36.
That's the regular runway 36.
So take 902, contact Mesquite Tower 120.3.
120.3. Mesquite Tower, boutique 902.
Boutique 902, Mesquite Tower, I understand you're setting up for runway 18, is that correct?
That's affirmative. I think I'm in the left base for it right now. Gear coming down.
Boutique 902, roger, you're going to land with the tailwind, the wind 010 at 5, runway 18, clear to land.
So that's initial communication with the tower controller, and the tower can see that he was setting up for 18. He wasn't going to 36 at all. So I think there was so much going on there. The helmet fire was burning pretty hot. So the result was this. He did a 360 plus and then stalled it short of the runway just before he lined up on the runway. Okay, whether we already saw what happened here at the end of the 360. It's not my purpose to get into the weeds of what he did, or whether he should have done the 360, left the gear up, or anything like that. I see the bigger issue here is what I want to address. Pilot X did not declare an emergency, and the controller labeled this flight as an anyway, and he gave him the best service he could without the declaration. But from my perspective, I had to ask just what is the downside? Is it why is it that Pilot X did not declare the emergency, or why do pilots in general are reluctant to declare emergency when they have problems? Is it a downgrade on your pilot reputation? Well, so what if you have to write down the responses or the reasons you took, the actions you took, but you only have to do that on request. If you have a serious problem, get all the help you can. When you declare emergency, you get the priority. And if I have an engine failure, real or imminent, you better believe I want all the priority I can get, and I'm going to take it. Declaring sets the controller up to do everything he can do to help you. All his other traffic is dumped on his crewmates as quickly as they can make it happen, and his focus is on you. The other thing that declaring does is for you, it focuses you on solving the problem of getting back on the ground as quickly and safely as possible. The mindset of Pilot X was not appropriate to this problem. Pilot X starts telling the controller what he is seeing about it. Like I said, he spent 43 seconds telling the controller what he's seeing. The controller doesn't know. It's Greek to him. It's not important to him. He wants to deconflict traffic, and he wants to direct 902 to the runway that he chooses. Okay? He blew right by a walk wall. And his focus, what that says is his focus was not getting the airplane on the ground as quickly as he should. On top of that, his plan was whatever the controller suggested. The important thing here is that the controller's job is to assist, to facilitate what the pilot needs to land safely. The last priority is to get the airplane back to its point of origin. A failing engine would, in my book, definitely go down as in the land as soon as possible column. Given the way Pilot X reacted and the things he said on the radio, they actually don't lead me to condemn him as a pilot. In fact, what it does is make me mad at his teachers and his mentors. No one taught him how serious things just got when his engine rolled back to flight idle. What stands out here is his airmanship and aeronautical decision making. He never came up with a doable plan. He changed his mind 3 times and then squandered whatever energy he had at the end. What could have been a great hangar story turned into a near disaster. Frankly, he's lucky that the Pilatus makes such a strong airplane. I want to put that up on the screen again. He's lucky that Pilatus makes such a strong airplane. That was a heck of a wallop to break the wings off and still leave the fuselage intact. So what is my recipe for this situation? Well, it's be directive. It's take charge, tell the controller what you are, what you want, and how he or she can help you. Be directive. Fly the airplane first. Never forget that you're the pilot in command. Think about that word, that last word, in command. That's 2 words. The command part of it. That's what's important there. You're in command. You're in charge. It's your job to get the airplane back on the ground safely. So do what you got to do. Come up with a plan, ask for help to accomplish that plan, and execute it. If you got to take notes and report later, so what? Anyway, that's my nickel on the grass, and I hope you enjoyed watching the video. And if you did, hit subscribe. It really helps me. Tap the bell for notifications in the next one if you want those. And for even more detailed discussions, become a FlyWire member so we can really get into the weeds of this particular accident and any others that we want to talk about. So, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on FlyWire.